OK，let's start。大家晚上好，欢迎来到 Starknet 中文社区。今天我们有幸邀请到了这个在 Starknet Istanbul 的参加一个黑客松的一个团队 ML Village Machine Learning Village。那今天呢，我们很荣幸邀请到了 ML Village 团队的5位成员。我们今天就来和5位成员一起来聊一下 ML Village 的团队，还有这个开发经历，还有在 Istanbul 的一些有意思的一些经历。然后我们先邀请各位来介绍一下自己，简单的来介绍一下团队的成员，可以介绍一下自己。Okay, you can introduce yourself first.
不然我不然我先讲吧哈。
OK，
那么我在 Crypto 用的署名是 Hatsume 那么我是新加坡人，然后大概2019年到2020年这样比较正式一点进来 Crypto 那么我弟弟他有在一个 Market Maker 那边做些项目，所以后来就跟他一起做了一些小小项目，然后到处去 conference，然后就跟人一起玩这些 programming crypto 的东西，然后就今年就很幸运就碰见一群吉隆坡的朋友，他们就玩 crypto 比较熟，比较 mature，就一起跟他们一起混，然后他们就让我加入他的 Discord，后来就在这个11月的时候有这个 Starknet Hacker House，然后只是想要找住宿嘛，所以就刚好就有多2位朋友 Vincent 和医生，他们也在想要去这个 Hacker House，然后我们就组织起来想说做一个比较像样的项目，所以就拿这个 ZKML 的题材做一个这个ML Village 的一个项目Anybody else? Maybe Vincent, you wanna go next?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Also, hello everyone. My name is Vincent, and I'm from Indonesia. I started coding into Web3 like around last year, and ever since that, I just explore mostly doing like ZK stuff, and also like just try to program more on Web3. I joined hackathons a lot, mainly this past few years. Sorry, this one whole year. Sorry. So yeah, I guess that's my background so far.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think I can
And
go next.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
so my name is Ethan. I'm from Malaysia. So I'm a full stack developer since about 5 years ago. And then I got into like Web3 development in 2020. So I joined a lot of hackathons ever since then. And I help a lot of companies build software solutions in Web3. And yeah, this is how I got started.
Great. And who can be next?
Hello, my name is Charlotte. I am an applied mathematics engineer, and so I got into Web3 this year. I learned Cairo, and I started contributing to Orion. So I'm interested in machine learning and in Web3, and I met the team during the Starknet Hacker House, and that's my background.
Yeah, great. So it's your first time to participate in the Starknet hackathon or hacker house?
Yes, it was the first.
Okay. Okay. It's good to see you all tonight. So, could you please have a brief introduction on the ML Village? Why do you to have this project on the hackathon? 大家可不可以简单介绍一下，就是这个 ML Village 就是为什么这个 ML Village 是简单介绍一下这个项目，为什么会开发这样的一个项目？
我其他队伍那些比较 shy 的有没有人要先讲？没有吗？OK 那 OK，我觉得 OK，可能原本就是因为我有在Crypto 这边搞一些游戏的项目，那么游戏最近就是大家也知道，就有 AI 很多都走得比较火嘛，AI AI agent 那么原本我本来就想说可能就可以好像做一个 Open Sea 这样的东西，然后给这些AI model trainer 有一个地方就是create 他们的 model 那么就是为了 Hacker House 的这个题材，我们就要把它 shape 一点，所以这个就把它做的一个比较像一个 SaaS 一点的 model， 就成为一个 platform where you can trade machine learning model。那可是 machine learning在 crypto 里面就在链上跑的话就很 expensive， 对吧？然后又很慢，所以就要 ZK 那个 machine learning。那么 Starknet 里面刚好有这个Giza 这个项目，是 就是让大家可以把它的那个 model convert 成 Cairo， 然后用它的 Starknet validity proof 来证明说你跑了这个 model， 然后不然就是可以证明说你用这个 input 跑这个 model 来给你这个 output 那么你就可以把你的 model 放 off chain。那么就因为这样子，你可以把 model 放 off chain 的话，你也可以把它弄 private， 那就很符合这个 marketplace 的这些条件，所以我们就做这个ML Village 这样。
OK，那所以说这个项目是在Hacker House 是在 Giza 上面来开发的，对吧？
对的。
OK， 那这个是用到了那个 Giza 的 Origin， 对吧？
对，就是在 Starknet Hacker House 里面主题还是要用全部Starknet 的东西吧，就最好是用 Starknet 的东西。所以在 Starknet 里面搞这个 ML Village 的话是用 Giza 然后接着下来有什么改变的话，我们还会继续就是优化这个 architecture。那么如果以后还需要什么其他 Snark 的东西这我们也不会就是cancel 掉这个 option 这样子。
那我看了你们的代码库里面，然后还有有一个井字棋 Tic Tac， 对吧？这个游戏也是一个 AI 利用 AI 做的这个游戏是跟你们做的这个 ML Village 有联系吗？
对，这个游戏就是Hackathon 里面我们卖的是一个 platform， 可是那个 platform 就要展示这个 user 要怎么用我们的 model。那么 user由我们这个 SaaS platform 来讲呢，可以是可能是一个 credit scoring 的一个公司还是一个Twitter recommender system 的 algorithm， 还是可以就是什么 prediction 的东西。可是我们就觉得说 OK， 可能用在游戏上比较容易表达，那么我们就需要一个 example。那刚好 Giza 它里面的一些 tutorial是有2个 example， 一个是那个最 common 的 MNIST dataset 的那个，然后另外一个就是 tic-tac-toe 所以我们就做一个前端，然后赶快就是把它的那个 tic-tac-toe 的 model 给compile好，然后就用在这个前端来demo 一下。我们可以end to end， 就是从我们那个 platform 买了一个 model， 然后又 apply 在一个user 的 platform 上面用它的 model 这样。
你们是这个 model， 你刚提到这个 model 是自己去买的
不，就是这个 tic-tac-toe 的 model 是Giza 它里面有一个 repo 已经就做的差不多了那我们就把它拿出来，然后赶快就是修好一下，然后就放上去那个 front end 那边。
明白，就是它的所有的模型就是这些数据都是在里面是已经成品是吧？然后你就拿来就它做成一个拿来用就。
对。
OK， 明白了。那你们的这个 ML Village 介绍的时候是类似于这个链上的一个 Hugging Face， 那能不能给我们介绍一下什么是 Hugging Face？ 为什么说我们要做一个链上类型的 Hugging Face？ 为什么要做在这个 blockchain 上
？OK，so Hugging Face原本在 machine learning 界里面，他们刚刚开始就是做很多 NLP 的东西natural language 的 machine learning 的教材这些，然后后来就慢慢open source 它很多tools， 很多 natural language 的 tools。后来那个GPT 的那个时候，就突然间就有很多model， 加上 DALL-E 的，还有 Stable Diffusion 这些 model。后来他们就把它弄成一个 model hub， 就是一个开源的 model hub， 大家都可以 download。所以就是 academic wise 很多大机构都就会比较倾向于做一个开源的一个model hub， 给大家分享 model， 然后accelerate 这个 AI 的这个adoption。那么我们是比较想要把它商业化，就是让 model trainer 可以有机会，就是也是 monetize， 这样子要是 model trainer 可以有的吃饭，就可以也做得比较好，那么就会有一个 economy 在这个 model training 这边，所以我们就搞它成一个比较privatize 的一个形式，就是你的 model upload 上去是 private， 然后卖的时候也只有 buyer 可以用的 model， 这样子就有一点点跟 Hugging Face 不一样。
明白。也就是说 Hugging Face 它是一个 machine learning 它是一个学习的平台，但是它没有一个可以实现这种金融化，或者说能让这种贡献者能实现能获得一些激励，所以说你们就利用这个 crypto 本身的这种金融化的可以代币化的一些自带的代币化的这种方案，就做在这个链上，然后可以实现一些代币的激励啊，来帮助这些模型的训练者，给他们一些奖励，对吧？
对对，然后为什么放在链上是因为区块链就是讲究就是 ownership 嘛然后可以 prove 说你有用到，那这样就刚刚好就符合说我们要买卖这些 model， 也可以证明说这个人买这个人卖这样。
对对对，这个确实是非常的有意思。那另外就是现在也比较火的一个方向就是 ZKML。那你们的这个，我们知道这个Giza 它的 Origin 上都是也是在 Starknet 上开始就是做这种ZKML 的一个平台一个项目。那 ML Village 有没有这个 ZK 和 ML 之间结合？
我看见文康还有 Vincent，do you want to answer？ 不然每次都是我在讲，对吧
Sorry, what's the question?
Yeah.
Is it the YZML and ZK?
Yeah. ZK, why do we need ZK and ML? Is ML Village has the ZK in the project?
Yeah, I think also the question also is how do we have ZK in our project?
Yeah.
Okay, so probably I wouldn't say that this is I wouldn't say this is a ZKML. It's more like a validity ML, because what we're doing is that we're verifying. Because why? Let me just answer why ML needs ZK or all that. It's because that machine learning is like a very heavy job, and you wouldn't want to put that somewhere on chain, right? So what you want to do is that to put the model off chain, right? I mean, Giza is putting the model on chain, but it means it's visible to everyone in the space. So what we want to do is that what we're providing is that having the model off chain and privately, but at the same time you can validate that inference that you call on chain, because that's what you're supposed to do. Because if you put the model on chain and everything like on chain, it means that it's gonna be very heavy, right? So by doing all the off chain work and just verifying it on chain will help a lot, right? So basically, I guess that's why like ML, I would say, needs ZK, and the ZK part would be like the start part, because we're verifying using start. So yeah, I guess that's where actually the ZK comes from. So I wouldn't say it's like totally ZK. It's more like a validity ML kind of thing. So yeah, maybe Wenkang can add more if he want to.
Yeah, so we can call it a validity proof ML.
Yeah.
Yes, in that case, yes.
Yeah, great. Anyone else? Do you have any other comments on the ZKML?
Maybe Wenkang, you want to add something?
Sure. Yeah, I think covered most of it. The idea around ZKML is essentially the ability, or in this case for us, the ability to verify that you have run something correctly. And even when it's not known that even if the weight is not known, at least in our current use case, because there are other more interesting use case that concerns privacy. But yeah, as of right now, at least in our hackathon, we only covered on the validity rollup, validity ML side of things, where we ensure that what is ran is the exact model that is ran, so there's no foul play. That's essentially the idea. Yeah. I think Vincent covered most of it. That's it for my part.
Sorry, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry, I'm muted just. So in my understanding, there are 2 points to use the ML machine learning on chain with ZK. One is we can utilize the financialization for the models for the trainer, and in the other hand, we can use ZK to put the model and the computation off chain and verify on chain. So it's save a lot of cost. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, in another hand, I think, is there any concern on the privacy? For example, maybe you are going to train a lot of data. These data you may some sensitive. So, is this also your concern to use the ZK on the machine learning?
I think I would say that it's not just the data concern, because like even if you have the model, like it's either like in this case, right? In our case right now, is that we're submitting the model to us. So it means that the model is owned. Like people need to submit the model to us. So like maybe in the future, what people can do is just like, because there's a lot of people talking about like doing FHE to models. So if there's like FHE to models, it means that you can actually technically speaking, you can do inference to the model, but without like we don't actually have the model itself. So yeah, so what I was thinking is that maybe it's also like one of the concerns that you have to think about, other than just like the data and all of stuff. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. 那所以说我们之所以要用到这个 ZKML 的话，就是最重要的一点是把我们的这个模型的训练全部在链下。那之后我们会还有就是大量这些模型的计算也都在链下，然后在链上只需要来验证模型的准确性和安全性。那基本上这就是为什么我们要ML Village 用到这个 ZK， 对吧？
对。
那另外一点就是要使用到为什么要放在链上，就要把它可以用到这个金融用到这个 token 或者其他的一些方案来激励这些模型的一些训练。
对，主要就是给那个 owner 有 ownership， 可以 prove 说他 own 这个 model。
那刚才你们提到就是还有一个比较感兴趣，就是你们说到Orange、Giza 他们这些模型是在链上，就跟你们有点不同，是吧？就是这些不同的方面可以减少。就你刚提到它这个 model 是在链上的，而你们的这些 model 是在链下。
对，所以现在就是ZKML 大概在 crypto 界里面有2大 library， 因为另外一边在 Stark 外面的 ecosystem 就是 Snark 有这个 EZKL然后在 Starknet 里面是 Giza。那么就是Giza 它是首先需要你把那个model Onyx 的 model 再换成就是 Cairo， 所以你一旦换成 Cairo code 里面你就看得到它的模型所以我们这个 application 我们需要它 privatize 它的 model 才可以做交易所以就要目前是有一个 private 的一个 server。那么以后Giza 有什么其他的变动，我觉得他们也会走向这个 privatize 的趋势了。那么EZKL 那边就已经是 allow you to 有either 就是 private 的 input， 然后public 的 model， 不然就是 private 的 data， 然后 private model， 不然就是 public data private model。所以它那个模型那边它是可以做 private 放在链上。所以其实我是觉得大家的趋势也是以后也是会走向一样 privatizing 那个 model 一样。
OK， 这个比较有意思，就是 privatizing 的这个model， 就是我们的这些所有的模型都是这种private 这种私有的，是吧？然后我们只需要把在链上呢，我们只需要验证这个你验证的这些模型的数据，对吧？
对的。
OK， 也就是说，只需要在链上验证的这些数据是这些模型输出的数据是否是符合要求的，是否是准确的就可以。但是这些训练的模型都是私有的，都是在链下。
对，就是EZKL 那边的可以在链下Cairo 那边是链下，可是它需要你 convert to 这 Giza 需要你 convert to Cairo， 所以你一旦有 Cairo 的 code， 你就有一些 code 是在链上。那么我们是privatize 它，然后才放那个 proof verification 的 code 在链上就好。
OK， 明白。So let's go on your on the project ML Village. So what's your next plan for ML Village? Are you going to continue the project and have more functions, more features on it? 那接下来大家会不会就是继续这个 ML Village 这个项目？会不会就是来继续后续的发展？有没有一些方向？有没有一些计划
？I think 计划是很多，因为现在就很多 investor after hackathon 通常都有很多 investor 来找你们了。如果你赢的话，然后这个现在都已经年底，所以大家都要 close 他们的那个半的 year。看一下医生，你要不要 address 一些这个东西呢？还是
Yeah. So right now, like Hatsume say, there are a lot of people that actually like come and try to talk to us about this project. So we are actually quite serious about building ML Village. We're currently talking to a few partners to see how we can bring this project forward. So we're looking for people who are either creating their own ZKML models for their games or gaming gaming projects that want to use ZKML. Because sometimes like some gaming projects, they want to use the ML or the AI for their NPC characters.
Yeah, it's very interesting about games use your platform.
Yeah, and because one thing that we do is we have an API for people to use. That means that we're not only able to target Web3 people. So that means that your project doesn't have to be on chain. It can also be an off chain or a Web2 game that you just want to use ZKML.
Yeah, it sounds very great. So any other comments on your project? So thank you, Ethan, for your update on your project. It's very interesting. We are looking forward for more updating on ML Village. You talked about the ML Village on the gaming or other projects. So I like to know what do you think the more use cases of ML, ZKML, and are there any challenges you are facing when you in your development?
Yeah.
下面就是可以介绍一下这个 ZKML 有没有其他更多的用例，还有开发当中有没有一些挑战或者其他的一些困难 ？OK？
Yeah. So there are a lot of use cases, like for example in medical technology. So maybe medical ML or medical AI, because there's a lot of data that might want to be kept private. So a good thing about ZKML is that not only you can have, let's say, a private model but public data, you can also have private data in a public model. So your data can be private. And for medical use, it can be quite important. But honestly, there's a lot that you can use ZKML for. Why we look at gaming is because this is the current sector or industry that has the most demand, and so it will most likely push the whole industry forward.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting. So Hazel, do you have any other comments? And Leo?
Yeah, for me, I think, I won't target like the private kind of thing. Yeah, but I also think that a lot of times on the social media side, like people are always grumbling about like how is their Twitter feed like showing the recommender of their news feed or whatever, their timeline. So like let's say if we have like a market for people to provide such a model to or algorithm to give you your personal social media feed, then maybe that might be in demand. And so there are many applications like Ethan said, but yeah, I think as of now we are focusing more on like trying to get a few partners and some adoption on this concept, and then see how it goes from there. Yeah, I think the challenges is most likely the model itself. When they are when they're doing the proof, it takes a very long time. So a lot of engineering will be going into there to try to see how we can optimize this process, and then also try and find a balance of proof time or computation time versus proving it on chain or challenging the proof, that kind of thing. Not sure if Charlotte want to talk about maybe the challenges on Giza or something like that.
Yeah, good.
I actually I mean, I know that I don't know all the challenging they're facing, but yeah, it's actually a big challenge to make Onyx in Cairo. But I'm just a contributor to Giza, so I don't really want to speak in their name.
Yeah. Sorry to throw you the ball there, but yeah, I think it's more like
But yeah, it is a big challenge.
Yeah.
You mean Cairo?
I think the Starknet ecosystem is still stabilizing on the code for Cairo 1, and also Giza is still building up their repertoire of tools, so like CLI and all that. So like I say, maybe some of the things are still not made into private. I think Charlotte has done a lot on the side of like converting models to Cairo primitive for the Giza library. Yeah, so I think that part is already also very challenging on that.
Yeah, I've been writing some features to make a Cairo library for the Onyx functions and to support the Onyx, everything that it has. And yeah, it's a big challenge, and it's ongoing.
Yeah, I see. So, 所以说刚才大家说到这个一些用例的话，就是除了在游戏，也可以在医疗，甚至在这个 Healthzone 刚才提到的用社交网络上可以 用这个 ZKML 来进行一些定制化的这些信息流的这些服务。那还有很多很多就是类似的这样的，同时可以保护隐私，可以把大量算在链下，然后在链上来进行验证，来把所有验证这些验证这些 ML 的模型在链上。那另外一方面就是刚才提到的一些比较大的一些挑战的话，就是 Hassel 刚说到的是有很多的计算在链下，它可能耗的时间会比较长，然后我们的另外的话费用会不会也会就是说如果说链下计算的话，除了时间长以外，它会不会也会有耗用这种，比如说需要一些计算的资源会比较大。
所以链下计算的话就不需要 gas 还是什么的，就是说每一次算完它就会output 一个 proof， 然后 proof 我们可以直接就verify， 那么它会有一个链上有一个 verifying 的 contract， 所以你只是把那个 proof 放进那个 contract 的 input 里面，然后它就会跟你讲说这个 proof 是符合你的 input 还有 model 还是不符合，就是 true or false， 所以这个 function 是一个 view function， 所以是不需要 gas。
对，这就是我们只需要验证的时候会需要这个 gas， 在链上验证的会需要 gas， 对吧？
对，然后验证是很少 gas， 就几乎不需要 gas。对，
明白。也就是说，这个 proof 它也会是这个 proof 就是会非常非常的小。
这个就要看你的模型还有那些 input。如果说你是跑一个什么 computer vision 的模型，还有需要很大的 input 或那个 proof 应该也会很大。所以我们在链下跑，那么那个 hackathon 的一个 architecture 是说我们在链下跑这个 model proof 是产生的，那么我们 cache 这个 proof 那到你 challenge 我们的话，我们才 produce 给你这个 proof 还有 verify， 对吧？我不全部都 real time 的一直给你 proof， 不然就会卡住嘛，因为会太多 proof 有些模型需要一直在predict， 一直在 infer 这样。
也就是说，你这些 proof 也可以，就是等整个就是有很多的 proof，这个计算完了一起把它放到链上，就不用再实时的更新，这样对吧？
对，
明白。那就是所以说，在链下计算的话，就是不管你是用什么样的服务器，或者或者个人计算机，或者是什么，只要最后你在链上验证就可以。
对。
OK。那如果说这个有一些模型的话，这个有一些模型刚刚说到，有一些模型可能会非常非常的大，那也可能也会非常非常的耗资源，对吧？
对，所以hackathon 就是一个 proof of concept， 我们做一个这个，然后接下来要怎么做，就是先慢慢就是针对一些比较小规模的问题，先做好 tooling， 然后才慢慢 tackle 这些比较大的模型，就慢慢再看不可以应付越来越多的量这样。
明白，这个其实是非常非常有意思。那刚才Shallow 刚才还讲到一个关于 Cairo 的，能不能再给我们说一下这个 Cairo 遇到的那些问题
？OK， 就是 Charlotte 他有就是在帮 Giza 那个团就写他的Giza 的代码。那么 Giza 是最主要就是把好像说原本 Web2 写 machine learning 的代码，就是用 PyTorch 还是 TensorFlow 那种代码把它转换为 Cairo 代码那这之中里面就有很多算法还有就是数学上的一些
这些 feature 对吧？一些功能实现
对，都需要就是很深的一些 math 的 knowledge 才可以做的。他就帮这个 team 写这套框架这套 library 这样，所以对他可能他的 challenge 他就很难解释，就这里面就已经很难了，就是这样子。
So Charlotte, are you the Cairo do you write the Cairo contract? So you are the contract developer, Cairo contract developer.
Yes, I did write some part of the contract, and I am a Cairo developer.
Yeah, great. It's wonderful to have a Cairo developer.
Yes.
那另外下面就是大家，你们之前有没有在其他的生态就是你们为什么会，如果说你们要选择一个生态或者选择一条链去开发，一般会考虑哪些的因素？为什么你们会选在 Starknet 上做这样的开发？有没有什么特别的原因？ So why do you choose Starknet, and what factors do you usually consider when you choosing which chain or ecosystem develop your product?
Yeah, I have some reason, but not sure later on whether the other guys want to add on. So I think my reason, I'm not like super chain maxi, right? And then for me, I met a lot of my Starknet friends around this year, early this year. For me, I feel that a lot of chains, they all have their pros and cons in their architecture of their chain. But for Starknet, it's a very developer focused chain, right? So they really take care of their developers, and then the tooling is very well done, and then they build their tooling very fast, right? Let's say there's an idea, everybody contributes. So you can see like in the GitHub, a lot of anime characters in the GitHub. So for me, that's already a plus point because developers just like their tools to work, So that is one thing. Second thing is that for the side of the ZK stack, basically they are like a ZK VM, right? So that is another thing that's already simple itself, because like this one is just to provide a rollup for computation intensive compute, to roll up to a chain, right? So this one helps in maybe things like gaming and stuff like that. So that is why I thought like if we have the gaming stuff in Starknet already, naturally the ML or the agent stuff would complement the gaming side of things in Starknet. So that is my reasons. Not sure whether Vincent or Wenkan or Ethan, the rest, anybody have other stuff?
I think I agree. I agree with me. I think it's like the Starknet ecosystem is very developer centric. Like there's a lot of really good product and people building on top of it. Especially like if you go to Onidas, like you can see a lot of people contributing. Even like people, there's a lot of people, even like for people who's not to Web3, like a lot of people just came to Web3 through there. So I would say like, and also like the community is like very welcoming for new dev. So yeah, I guess that's a really plus point for, what do you guys think?
Yes.
Right, others?
Yeah, and I think like because there are already some of the tooling in Starknet, so it's actually easier for us to build. And even if it's not 100% working, everyone is really helpful. So you can ask one of the other projects, like for help, like why is this not working, or is there a better way to do it? And they will actually help you.
Yeah. So you think Starknet is dev focused, and you think the tooling, the tools are very friendly to developers on Starknet. So yeah, great. So do you think the Starknet has a Cairo as a new language? It's just a 2 years old language. So and it's updating the after Cairo is updating frequently. And so do you think the tooling is good to use on Starknet now, or do you have any other requirements on the tooling, on the developer tools? Do you think any other things to improve on the developer side?
Okay. Maybe I go first too. Maybe later on Vincent or Wenkan can add because they're more into Starknet as well. I think in crypto, a lot of people also start off with like Solidity or EVM. So let's say about pooling, right? In EVM world is definitely there's always like Hardhat, Foundry, all these things that are very good for the developer experience. But like I say, also in Starknet, the tooling is not that bad as well. Like things like Madara, Katana, all these things. It's still in development and they're still young, but everybody's developing at the same time. And then you can see that the updates are very frequent, and then things change very fast. So as long as we're building, I think it's already there. I come from maybe the gaming space, so gaming itself, they always have just maybe they're just like there are a few game engine, but the biggest tool is like Mud and versus Dojo. So these two, I can always see the the things or the conversations in the common groups or like the WeChat groups, people say, okay, maybe Dojo, why is the code changing? Maybe Mud, what's the code changing? I think a lot of things are changing on the fly. Like I know like Mud at first they have their indexer written maybe very tight, and now they brought it out in a more modular way. And then for Dojo, I think Cairo one was like evolving, so some of their tutorials maybe work at first, and then maybe now they're like not working. But these are like part and parcel of the things that happen in crypto space. And then like I say, most of the time all the devs will aim for like maybe a checkpoint period, like maybe Dev Connect. Everybody will rush to at least complete a milestone just before Dev Connect, and then present their new release. Okay, what's going on like that. So you can also see in the doc. So I think most of the time, I think maybe devs need to just understand the development cycle, and then know that okay, maybe at this period it's just they are making changes. Maybe just wait for the next big conference, and then some of the changes are coming, or like just maybe be deep in the Discord to chat with the devs to understand what's going on. So yeah, so I think the ever changing Cairo one, just small little hiccups. As long as you get used to it should be fine. I'm not sure about like Wenkang or Vincent. Any comment?
Yeah, so I came from Cairo 0 before, so like I think seeing Cairo 1, like there's a lot of difference. Like it's really, I would say like the syntax too is like quite easy to understand quickly, and also like that's the Cairo book, and like people can just go through the Cairo book, and like it's really easy to like go out and find resources on like let's say you want to build Cairo and you're stuck, right? You can just ask in the group like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Because like everyone will probably answer. So I guess that's also the one key thing that I like about like the Kairos, like the Starknet space. Yeah, I think the language itself for now, I mean, it wouldn't be the best yet, but like it keeps on improving, which I feel like it's like always getting daily updates. So I think sooner or later, like there'll be more developers to like coming in, because like because the language is getting better, and like more people will easier to just come in and just build on top of it. So yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, great.
For me, I would say the thing one very impressive thing again, it's how the community managed to follow up. So like most things that are in the EVM world, most tooling that's there, it's usually existing in Cairo as well, which I find pretty impressive. The fact that they can build so many tools around the Starknet ecosystem around Cairo makes it, I think, a pretty interesting place. Yes, there are some framework that does take some time to ramp up, but in generally, most of them are quite equal. In most frameworks feature that is both existing in EVM world and the Cairo world. And I think that's a very, very impressive thing, I would say. So I enjoy my fair share of Cairo. I also enjoyed the pain from Cairo 0 to Cairo 1. But yeah, it is a really, really fun ecosystem to be in.
So you, most of you have a experience from Cairo 0 to Cairo 2.
Yep.
Yeah, great. It's so very. So let's go on about Cairo. So we know Cairo is a Turing complete language. So what do you think the potential for Cairo?
Maybe Wenkang can go first. Wenkang, you can go.
Okay, sure. The fact that it's Turing complete and it's a programming language that's made like for general programming, general computing, means that I can use it not only on the Starknet blockchain. It also means that I can use it pretty much everywhere. And given that if the runtime is made to be verifiable, I can also generate proof. I think that really speaks for itself. The ability to do some expensive computation which is verifiable somewhere else. It's amazing. It saves a lot of time for people that's like trying to communicate about a piece of information, and allow them to basically say, hey, I've run this piece of code like here in this exact way, and you can make sure that I've done it correctly because of the math behind it. I think that's pretty impressive. And if you don't really need that, running it natively works as well as any other programming language, I would say. The fact that it's Rust syntax as well makes it pretty nice to use. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty versatile language in general. So yeah, I see it being used more than just on the Starknet ecosystem, actually. actually. Yeah, what about you?
I think I would probably think the same way as you think. Like, you can just write a piece of code and like it's verifiable. So I think it's pretty cool. So yeah.
So you think Cairo can go beyond Starknet?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely the case, actually. I think it's made with that in mind.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so that we can use Cairo to do more things. Use the ZK language Cairo. Okay. So you have been in Istanbul for a while. So any other how many events have you participated in Istanbul? And what kind of interesting projects have you met?
Okay, so I can go first. So for my side, like I said, I'm more in the gaming space. So most of the event I touch on is more like the autonomous worlds assembly, or and some small little prop crypto, which is like all the DK conferences. And then lastly, we have some hackathon in the ETH Global, right? So I think Vincent and gang, they do more like other hackathons as well. So maybe later they can elaborate. So I think for me, interesting side is that I think autonomous world started like early this year and then gradually built up because of all the games community and then the dojo stack, the mod stack, and then more and more people are taking notice of autonomous world, and then the games are getting better as well. There are more games coming from many places, many countries, and then for Starknet, the Loot Realm ecosystem is really giving out much grants to help a lot of the small teams build up their thing. For me, I think interesting game wise, the autonomous world interesting in itself definitely, because they have a lot of like the games that you play test, and then at the end of the day, every time they will have like competition, like for mud or for loot rounds, they will like open up small little bounty of like maybe $200 or something to see who wins the game or something like that. And then I think this time around, my favorite game is probably Downstream from Playme, because so they have this game whereby they built this in Unity, so it's all 3D, right? They are moving around, and then you can change or introduce new things to the world of their game via smart contract. And then it's not just maybe some predetermined UI things that you introduce in their game via smart contract. You can also introduce new front end things, because when you send the smart contract over, it also sends the new front end code. So now it also changes the front end. So this one is really like an autonomous world, right? It's a real autonomous world, right? When people can create new things. So I think that is very interesting. And then they are going on a very strong and right direction. And then the team is all very strong, come from very strong ex-Web2 gaming background developers. Yeah. So very hopeful to see their future work as well. Yeah, I think maybe Vincent or other friends here can talk about what the other events they go.
I think my events that I went to are I think I would say the most that catch my eye was Prop Crypto, because I think Prop Crypto, like, it releases like a lot of information about the current ZK space and like the current research that is happening in the ZK space. And yeah, I think those 2 days has been very interesting, like a lot of cool projects. I mean most of the project has already been out there already. I think it's just that how they explain and they break it down, which actually caught my eyes. So yeah, I would say Prop Crypto would be like the event I went to, and I would want to go again next year if there is. So yeah, I guess that's for me.
From my side, there's quite a lot of projects that. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. It's really loud here, so I'm gonna skip. But yeah, the event I like the most is Profit Personal. And regarding the project, I found a lot of interesting projects, but well, I can't really choose a single one to talk about actually. There's one project in Crop Crypto that was reviewed, and what they do is a framework for ZK VMs, which I find quite interesting. I forgot the exact name for it, but yeah, that was an interesting project that I found during Crop Crypto as well. Yeah, you can see that me and Vincent are quite a ZK nerd. But yeah, that's one of the projects I found that's quite interesting. ZK VM framework.
So you talked about ZK VM.
Yeah, so basically it's a zero knowledge virtual machine framework for people to easily build upon. So let's say you want a VM, you want a virtual machine, like you want to have some program ran that is provable. You you might need a ZKVM in this case. In this case, the ZKVM will be like, that's what the project does, right? It allows you to easily build out virtual machines. You can think about it as a toolkit for you to easily build out a program to run your programs. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's one of the interesting projects I found.
Yeah, this sounds very, very interesting. And you also talk about gaming. Yeah, on-chain gaming is very hot topic recently on Starknet. So, you want to talk? I like to talk more about on-chain gaming, on-chain games. So, do you really think on-chain gaming can bring more users or create new kinds of new category of games? Do you think is there going to have a mass adoption, or is it going to be popular on-chain gaming?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe I take that. Yeah, so this time around, also there are a lot of chats with VCs, right? So some VCs are also still on the fence thinking like how or whether there is really demand here. I think the trend is with the VCs is that they want to see some games whereby or maybe Web3 games that they don't do totally just Web2 games, not like bring Web2 games to Web3 that, right? Or they don't want it to be like Web 2.5 games, like maybe you have an NFT and that's all, that's your game, right? They want like crypto itself like has many mechanics of its own, like your every transaction you have to wait for a block, right? Or some of the things you post up you can ZK, some you cannot ZK, or what this transaction does is actually going up as a validity proof, or like there are gas wars when this thing happen or whatever. So they want the games to inbuild the mechanics that are native to crypto to see how they can bring about new players into the space. And then secondly, the other narrative is that they're trying to build autonomous worlds whereby you build this game and then like a metaverse people can build on top of it, and then how the chemical reactions happen when so many people build on top, and then suddenly there's a moment whereby there's new things generate out and then it becomes crazy. So these are all experiments whereby we might not really know what will happen. Like if you bet on it, the upside is a lot, right? If you lose, maybe downside is okay, you lose, right? So I guess maybe some of the VCs like this part of the space. A lot of the VC, let's say they come from DeFi space, they would think that crypto itself is an on-chain game, right? DeFi is an on-chain game, or friend tech is already an on-chain game. So these people are more like also they also trying to look in terms of monetary reward, whereby if I do this game, does it actually bring in any revenue? Like of course, definitely if you do like a casino game or if you raise some hamsters, okay, definitely they will bring in revenue, right? But how to bring in a game whereby it's novel and then it still bring in revenue? And so that is why we were like looking at maybe the next new wave of players that are more savvy and then understand more tech, which is also maybe one of the user groups in crypto, right? They embrace more AI agent, right? And that's why we are looking at the gaming space with AI agents. Now, about the volume, right? 有没有量这些东西的，我是看就是游戏界里面现在 crypto 游戏界里面，大概大多数的量也都是就是内地玩家的量，然后很多就是也是希望说能就是在中国以外这边就有一些 special 的 chemical reaction 出现，所以他们的游戏也就跑过来这个 crypto 这边来看一下有没有好发展。那么你有看到那群里面有很多就很 passionate 的人，然后就也组织很多 guild 然后就玩很多东西，所以这个我是觉得说那个 activity side 需要慢慢酝酿那么当然也有一点点就是就是赌一下这个方向，你不知道说它会不会真的发生一个很好的一个 result， 可是我是觉得说是值得赌的，因为最后它最底层的一个reason 也可能就是要推动那个tech stack, right? You're trying to push the tech to be better for gaming, right?
Okay.
以前以前 GPU 就是发展的很快，他们也不知道为什么要用 GPU 来做嘛就是 before AI 的时候，它只是拿来玩游戏，后来就有 machine learning， 然后就有deep learning， 然后他们才发现原来这些 GPU 可以拿来算 CUDA 可以拿来算这些 AI，所以其实也是就是你先 push 那个tech frontier，然后如果你可以做的比较快，这些decentralized machine 可以 compute 的比较多东西，那就当然以后也除了游戏也可以做其他的东西了。
所以总体上你还是比较乐观，就是未来就是游戏的可玩性也就是会有更多发展潜力，你还是比较乐观。
对对，还有很多变化，不只是限于就是我们现在 Web2 上面看到的游戏方法，可能就 NPC 还是 AI agent 进来的话可能就 totally 更多东西可以有更多变化这样。
OK，你刚才说到这个 NPC 是指的是什么？
NPC 就是指non-participating character，就好像可能你在游戏里面对就基本上就是很多 bot。如果你的游戏里面有很多 bot，那么那些 bot 是拿来做什么呢？可能就可以帮助，不然就是自由的在动这种东西这样。
对，游戏里面它会有很多的这样 bot， 对吧？这种 agent 就是可以用到这种 AI。
对对，所以以前那个想讲一下，就以前国际象棋对吧？以前 IBM 那个 Deep Blue 他赢了那个 Garry Kasparov，人家就以为说那么未来就全部就是象棋界就全部就是 AI 在跟 AI 打那么后来很多比赛就有纯人的，还有纯 AI 的玩，那也有 AI 跟人配合然后打的，然后他们就发现可能玩的最好的也还是 AI 配于人，那就是好像 AI suggest 给那个人要怎么动，那个人可以选择要跟着，不然就不要跟。所以以后这个未来是长得什么样子我不知道，是大概是从这个可以 take reference 这样。
对，就是 AI 它的所有算法也好，它都是固定好的，对吧？人还是会有一些这种你不知道会有一些这样意外的这些东西会发生，所以这些东西还是比较吸引人，对吧？
对对对，
就是不可测的东西还是在人的身上，然后这种不可测的和这种可测的相结合起来，可能就会比较好玩了。
对对对，可能就是好像你知道，好像虚竹他就破那个真龙棋局嘛，可能也是不知道误打误撞破的，可就不知道会有发生什么事情。
对对，总体来说还是这个东西还是比较，而且刚才提到就是 autonomous world 是这个自主世界，就是也是 on-chain game 的一部分。我觉得你刚刚提到也很好，就是其实是就开发者来这个一起来建设这个 autonomous world 来这里来开发的这个过程，其实也就像一个游戏，对吧？
对的对的，就是大家都一起玩的游戏，
对
就
对对，事实上
大的游乐场。
对对对，就是大家一起来建设，一起来玩儿这个这个过程，也就是也像一个游戏是吧？就像我们一个城市一样，我们来到一个新的土地，我们要建设要建一个城市呢，这个过程实际上也是一个过程。然后至于未来去建设成什么样子，就是需要我们一点一点的来做。对，我觉得这个是一个非常好的想法。So do you have any other opinions on the on-chain games? So okay, let's go now to about. I have another question. So today. We talk about AI, talked about ZK, machine learning, and a few days ago there's a news on OpenAI, Sam Altman, and it's a scientist Ilya. So there's some dispute between them. There are different opinions on the development of AI. Sam Altman one represents the acceleration of effective acceleration of AI. They want to develop AI in acceleration, and Ilya is giver. Yeah, okay. They want to control the AI. They want to slow down the development of the AI. So, what do you think? What's your opinions on the future of AI? Do you think we can control the AI, or is we are going to control by AI?
Anybody else want to to talk about this, or else I'm always talking.
What's your opinion on AI?
I mean, no one will know in the future what's gonna happen, but I think so far what we know is that AI is helping the industry, like not just like tech industry, but it's helping a lot of industry as well. So I think just this, I mean, like for me personally, I'll probably think what is happening in the present. So like as long it's still helping, so it's like should be fine for me, I guess. I don't know what others think, but that's what I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have much strong opinions on that, but I think there's a lot of effort into the regulations, and there's a lot of effort in trying to understand how an AI model works, and things regarding how one might want to work with an AI, and what's it called, with caution in a way. So I'm not too worried about that, but yeah, it's certainly an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. Charlotte, you have anything?
No, I don't really have an educated opinion on this.
Yeah, okay. For me, I think like the whether it's for beating AI or like for slowing down AI, I think like normal small little person like me might not have so much say in it. But I feel that okay, maybe this topic may be like discussed quite a bit in a lot of spaces. But I feel like okay, maybe let's turn it a little bit whereby we can think about how can we build like AI that are more prioritized on helping humans, so that when the AI really turns evil, there's still another good force. Like in Transformer, like you have Decepticon and Autobot, right? Like or like Big Hero 6, there's like the healing robot, right? The robot that want to like just save human medically, that kind of thing. So like maybe accelerating AI or like slowing down, I think in the natural course of thing, maybe it will just happen in one direction, nobody knows. But I think there should also be like an area of whereby people can think about how to train AI that will have a protocol to always help humans. That's my thought. Yeah.
Yeah, they may consider. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for today's interview, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Okay, let's call it a day. We hope we can talk further. We can talk next time.
Okay. Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you our team member Diana and Felicia for support behind the scene.
Oh, thank you. Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Thank you.